Hey guys, what's going on? It's Matt, Channel 43. In today's video, I have my overview on the Lionel 2019 catalog. Now, this catalog is really nice, and there's a lot of really cool things in it, at least for me. So I'm going to give you guys my personal highlights on the catalog, and not actually go through the whole thing, because we'd be here for about 2 hours if I was to do that. So what I'll do is I'll link the catalog in the description of this video, and you guys can check it out on your own time. So we'll start with the GP35s. The Western ones are called my name. The BNSF patches are pretty cool, and the Santa Fe. Next up is the Erie Mining set. Now this set is really pretty cool. Now if I'm looking at the pictures correctly, excuse me, the full set, which is the one on top here, would be the engine and then a dozen ore cars and a caboose. So if that's the case, then this set is huge, because you can also get a separate sail powered C420, a separate sail non-powered C420, and then another half a dozen ore cars. So you really could get 2 powered engines, a non-powered engine, and then 18 ore cars and a caboose. So it'd be really pretty cool. Next up is the Freight Sounds boxcars. These are pretty cool. We have the Pensy, the SP, and WP ones. So the Pennsylvania for sure, and then probably the Western ones as well. And that's actually going to do it for the scale stuff for me. I'm actually going to jump into the traditional line now. And this may seem a little bit odd to some of you guys that are brand new to my channel, but if you've been watching me for a while, I've hinted that I am a big fan of the traditional stuff, you know, post-war, NPC, all of that. And the main reason is because it's different than the scale stuff that I have. And it's just something fun, you know, something that I like to toy around with and all that. So I've always been kind of partial to it. So there's some really cool things, so let's take a look. Alright, so the first thing, and really the biggest thing, is that these engines, the Lion Chief Plus 2.0 engines, are controllable via the Legacy remote, which is really cool. And it's a big leap forward, because I, for one, have not purchased anything in the Lion Chief Plus line due to this fact alone, is that you couldn't run it on the Legacy remote. You had to use the little remote that came with it, which I think is stupid, in my opinion, because you know, I use the Legacy remote to control all my other trains. So why do I need this little remote to control this other train? So now you can run them on TMCC. Now, you can run them on Legacy, like I said, but they are TMCC equipped engines. So you run them on Legacy remote, you just assign a TMCC type, and then they'll work. So we got the Berkshires here. The Santa Fe one's pretty cool. I do like that a lot. Got Line Master Big Boys. Now, these are pretty nice. The price tag is just too high for what you get, I think. It's $1,200, and there is no whistle smoke in this one, unfortunately. Now, they made the run back 9 years ago now, 2010, and they had whistle smoke in that one, so I'm not sure why they don't have whistle smoke in this one. So this is the real highlight as far as this section goes, which is the FTs. Now, the Santa Fe Freight Scheme, Cat Whiskers, whatever you call it. This, I've been waiting for this to be made somehow, some way for a very long time. Now, the only problem with it, and I'm kind of okay with it because it would be an advanced lighting feature, is the Cat Whisker scheme never had a Mars light. So if you were to look up real pictures of the FTs in the Cat Whisker scheme, they never had Mars lights. Now, what would be kind of cool about that is with this new technology, the Lion Chief Plus 2.0, you get Mars light, so the Mars light will actually flash, which would be pretty cool. But it's unprototypical. But you know what? For what Lionel calls semi-scale, although these are scale engines, I'm still okay with it. And then we also have the B units. This set's pretty cool. The Pennsylvania Limited Berkshire set, really pretty nice. Now these are kind of semi-scale premium sets because they don't come with tractor transformer, it's only the set. Next up, this is pretty cool, and we're going to kind of wind down to like accessories and things. But this is really cool, this haunted house. Now, it's a combination of like 3 accessories here because we have the Flying Witch pylon, which is more or less a top of this pylon. We have the ghost, which the ghost is kind of a dumbed down version of the cop and sheriff and outlaw car, where the guys kind of bob up and down in the car. That's a play on this. And then the building itself. Now the building, I guess, is going to have like flickering lights and stuff, and LED lighting, which is really nice, so it's one less thing I got to do. And sounds too, so it's gonna be really pretty cool. So I don't know if I'm gonna pre-order one of these, but I definitely will buy one when it comes out. We got some cool license stuff. The Pez mint car I think is kind of cool. And then we'll go into the Christmas line. Now again, this is another thing, is that if you haven't been following me, if you're brand new, it may be something new for you, but the Christmas line for me has always been kind of cool. Back when MTH first started doing the Christmas stuff, and they came out with the CP Holiday Train and the SP Christmas Train, and now the Subway and all the other cool things, it's kind of slowly caught my attention. And things besides the trains, you know, the lights, the houses with the lights, and stuff like that has really been pretty cool. So I'm thinking about maybe getting some stuff from here as well. So we'll start off with the Polar Express stuff. Now this is pretty cool. Excuse me. The car I like here is actually this Freight Sounds boxcar, which is pretty nice. Here's some sets here. Now it also is the 15th anniversary of the Polar Express, so they have a special set to commemorate that. Here's some Polar Express passenger cars. Now here's some accessories. So these are pretty cool. So we have the gate man, the passenger platform, and the Hero Boy's house, which is all really, really cool. So the passenger station platform, which all the stuff, what I would do with it is if I was to buy it, I would take it and use it only at Christmas time, because like this platform, I have one already, and I would just make a plug, because I use the JST plugs that you can buy, and I go ahead and tether them together so I can just quickly plug and unplug the buildings, and that would allow me to do this type of thing. So I could pull this out at Christmas time, which would be pretty neat. Have a Mickey holiday set, pretty cool. Here's the Winter Wonderland Express, again another passenger platform. Now here we have the Claus Santa Freight set. Now this is kind of cool because it's a play on the Santa Fe, which I think is really nice, so I may consider this. Have the set. And then we have the Searchlight car and the transfer caboose. Now this is another thing for me that I've been, again, quietly kind of looking at, and eventually I'll pull the trigger, is these Christmas Angela Trot Thomas box cars. And what I like about these is that the deco on the cars is the best part of the thing, because you really see the paint and the decoration, and it really just screams Christmas, and it's really cool. Now Angela also did a Berkshire in the Lion Chief Plus line. Unfortunately, it's not with 2.0, so you cannot run it on the Legacy controller, which is not the greatest thing in the world, so if they do an LC 2.0 version, I'd definitely buy it. But they also made cars, passenger cars, and they also have these. So I'm thinking that it will eventually come to my layout in some shape or form one of these days. And then here's another cool Christmas accessory, the Elf Tug of War, which I think is really pretty cool. It's going to be a Christmas time thing. And then we have the accessories here. Now the yard tower is pretty cool. So is the billboards. And we have the command control cranes, which are really cool. The gantry crane here I think is just the coolest thing ever. Now these are merely the wrecking crane cars that Lionel's been making with the controls that you can do from the remote, which are really cool. So I've thought about getting one of these actually a number of times now, so one of these days again I'll pull the trigger. Then we have the culvert loader and unloader, again really pretty nice items. We have some extra buildings in here. We have the warehouse kits, the lumber shed kit, the office building, and then the brewery, which is always really cool. Then we have the telephone poles. Now, these I've been meaning to get for a while, and again, I will eventually. Is the ones with the lights on them, which is pretty cool, so eventually I'll get those. Same with a lot of the other lights, like the street lights and stuff. And then, of course, you know, signals and all of that again. It'll all come in due time. And then, of course, there's track, which, of course, you know, my favorite, the command control switches. Just trying to skip ahead here. They're basically, into the end, at least for me, is the American Flyer and HO and stuff like that, which I have really no interest in. But this is the chart that I wanted to show you guys. So now, more or less, if you look really at the various lines we have here, which we have the Legacy line, the Lion Chief Plus 2.0, which is the brand new line. We have the Lion Chief Plus and the Lion Chief. So really, more or less, these two are pretty much the same, minus the quillable whistle on the Legacy engines, or on the Lion Chief Plus 2.0 engines, and the whistle smoke. But pretty much everything else is the same, which is really nice. So basically what you have now, more or less, is an integrated system where if you bought one of these LC 2.0 engines, your step to Legacy is buy the remote and run it, which is really cool. And with these Lion Chief engines, they're still nice, but that's like the starter set stuff, which as a starter set, it's good. But when you want to get out of this and you want to jump into something new, I'd skip right over this, because this and this are basically the same thing, minus the plus you get more features. But this and this are more or less the same thing now. So you really, what I would do is, like if I was starting out in the hobby, I would get a Lion Chief set just to get my feet wet. And then when I wanted to get something new, like let me pull it up here. Alright, so let's say I wanted to get a Lion Chief set. I'll just pick one, Scooby-Doo set. So I wanted to get this, and then when I was done with that, I want to get something new, I could get something like this. And then, if I didn't want that and I wanted something way different than that, you could get something like this. And minus the Lion Chief starter set, you can run the LC 2.0 stuff and the Legacy stuff all on the same remote, which is again a huge step forward in Lionel's technology, and it is really a game changer. And it really allows the very now seamless transition between starter sets and command control Legacy stuff all in one package, which is really, really cool. And again, that's the big highlight for me in this particular catalog. So again, I'll link this catalog in the description box for this video, and you guys can check it out on your own time. So let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking about ordering and and all of that. So we'll talk down there, and that'll be pretty cool. So until the next one, guys, I'm Matt, Turnover 943. Take care.